So we've been spending time figuring out how the shopping experience from shop to shop differs or is similar, and making each one feel like personal weapons and items. Whereas something in Astro Armada, which is a place where you purchase a big item like a ship, you might actually spend more time with that, where you go look at a hologram of all the different ships available and get familiar with that ship before you make that big purchase. We're also figuring out ways to make the shops have different services or other functionality beyond just the simple shopping nature of the shop.
Can you give a little explanation, just kind of example, or?
For going back to Cubby Blast, like we were talking about having a shooting range that has fire weapons that they're selling there.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you'll have to look forward to at least in some form when the social module releases here pretty soon. So I look forward to that. That's all we got for you this week. Thanks, guys. See you around.
Hi, I'm Luke Presley, Senior Designer on Arena Commander.
Hi, I'm Danny Reynolds. I'm Junior Designer on Arena Commander.
So for the past few months, we've been working on the tutorial for Arena Commander. It's a feature that has been asked for a lot on the forums due to the complexity of the flight and ship systems. So we wanted to create something that would cater for new players, as well as deliver some exciting new content for more advanced players.
Yeah, so making a tutorial is one of the most challenging parts of a game, especially a game as complex as ours. It was important for us to keep the tutorial engaging, so we've gone down a very narrative-driven route. The player is enrolled in a military flight exercise, and it's run by a veteran instructor who will take you through a series of maneuvers and scenarios. Some of the things that you'll cover in the tutorial will be takeoff and landing, basic flight, interacting with your ship systems, and engaging in combat to test your dogfighting skills.
Yep, so this is the first time we've released anything as complex and story driven, and we've learnt a lot from it. Stuff that will be carried over into Squadron 42. And another exciting addition to the tutorial is the asteroid hangar we've made, with full interior and exterior. You'll be able to fly in and out of it at your will, because as soon as the tutorial's done, we'll be looking to get that into free flight for you.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously the tutorial is something that will constantly be worked on as systems for S42 and for the PU expand. And we'll be looking to hear your feedback on it, and just let us know.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the verse.
See you later.
Now let's go over to Jenny in Austin, who's doing an art roundtable.
Hey everyone, we're here back in the Austin office. We had such a good time with our first Austin Artist Roundtable that we are back and we're doing another one with 4 great people here, and I figure we'll just start going around the table and introducing each other.
My name is Patrick Thomas, lead artist on Persistent Universe.
And I'm an animator here and also a motion capture specialist.
Josh Coons, 3D artist.
The Americoon, VFX artist. And I made the snow globes.
Something to brag about.
Yeah.
So Austin is predominantly known as the PU office. Is there anything just hot off the top of your mind that you want to discuss about what you're working on, or anything that the fans might want to know about?
The levels are looking incredible. We are really reaching a point, I think, in video games where the quality is reaching what you see in cinematics. Every time we see some of these levels, we're just astonished by how detailed everything is becoming. We're also very excited about the white box stage, where we go through and block everything out. We're just seeing some stunning sets that are going to be created behavior of Montreal, and with our help down here too as well.
I think also what's exciting about these levels that we're seeing knocked out is populating them with hundreds of animations that I have the privilege of working on. It's always fun going on set for a mocap shoot and getting to randomly tell an actor to act out a barfing scene because he's sick and he's in the medical office waiting for a doctor and he can't hold it anymore. So fun things like that make Creators of the Universe is what I think is worthwhile working in this job.
Well, you could see the people dancing in the new South by Southwest trailer.
Yeah.
That was the highlight for me.
Our hope of that is that we have different attitudes also that come with the AI in the game, sort of like the shy dancer or the super drugged out like extroverted dancer, or even just crazy personalities that we want to add to this universe to kind of make it make it seem more alive.
Absolutely, you want that whole range of emotions on every tier of things.
Yes,
it's pretty cool. How about you guys?
I think I'm the odd man out here.
Yeah?
I'm kind of on the ship team.
Okay.
So I'm mostly working on ships, but I am occasionally pulled off to do the occasional PU task. I think the last thing PU related I did was the Senator Akari statue, getting that high res made up and sent off, and then I went back on to doing ships.
I think mine is with particles and effects and everything is trying to keep it so I don't blow up people's video cards. So it'll probably be the best thing I could describe. Because it runs on my home computer, so I don't want it to kill on your computer. But it's fun, like making smoke and stuff like that. Holograms are fun. I like making holograms. If you see screens, I like making screens.
You did a lot of the advertisements, a lot of stuff we see in the PU universe.
Yeah. I try to get a little. When I make a screen, I try to put a little Easter egg in it. One of our character artists had his X-ray done, and I put his X-ray into the game, so he's now one of the screens. Yeah. That's always fun. Yeah. But it's gonna be fun doing the space effects like nebulas and asteroids and all kinds of crazy things. I'm looking forward to doing space stuff.
Well, I'm sure that the fans are very happy that you guys were able to sit down with us, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but if there's anything else you guys want to say about anything, you're welcome to.
Thanks to the fans who made it out to South by Southwest to view all our hard work. I know all of us here really worked hard on it, so just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I would say being in South by and screaming was really it really I was I almost cried, which is kind of weird.
Emotional.
Yeah, it was, because we worked so hard on that. And thank you to everybody for supporting us and sending us wonderful things and coming to visit us at work.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Giving us cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fans are super cool. It's always good to meet them and get feedback and feel the effect of your work. It's always awesome.
Alright, well, thanks again, guys, and see you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cargo bay's open. It's all yours.
Oh, this bitch.
Oh my god, you're doing it. Your landing gear deployed that may be a little premature. Your landing gear's up. It's just...
Well, I've got all of the landing gear Oh, I just died.
Oh, that killed you. Whoa, you got so close. You're inside. I gotta close my door, see what happens.
Thanks, Jenny. By the way, for those who follow our team directly, Jenny is now here in Santa Monica working with the rest of the community team. So, welcome to California.
All right, we're also glad to welcome aboard Jared Disco Lando Huckabee, who will be community manager with a focus on editing.
I don't have a joke here, but I'm sure we can take it out in post.
You're supposed to make a joke. This segment is poorly edited. There we go.
Take this one, Lando.
Yes. Now we're trying something new with our interviews. This week we're hearing from writer William Weisbaum and our archivist Shirley Heiberg.
Hi, I'm Will Weisbaum, a writer here at CIG for Star Citizen, the game. And with me today, I would like to introduce one of our newest employees, Sherry. Sherry, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sherry Heiberg. I'm the archivist. I recently came on board to help get Confluence into and to help write the Galacticpedia.
So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. Kind of what happened is, as you guys may have been hearing about, we're expanding quite rapidly. We have 4 studios now spread across the globe between Santa Monica, Austin, Manchester, and now the upcoming Frankfurt studio. So, and that's not even including all the outside studios, Turbulent and Ilphonic. And the way we share information is through an internal Confluence kind of wiki page. So with all those people using it and it being developed as rapidly as possible, it's kind of turned into this unwieldy beast. There's multiple pages saying the same information, all this kind of stuff. So we really needed someone to come in and help us organize all the information that we have. There's a ton of information. So what did you think when you first came in and saw all the data that we had floating out there and we were trying to share?
I thought, wow. I could see that everybody was trying to use the space for its intended purpose. Everybody wanted to collaborate, wanted to share information so that everybody was up to date. But the problem was there were just no guidelines in place. So it kind of grew organically. Someone would come in and say, oh, I think I want information about ground-based missile launchers over here in art. And then someone said, well, no, I think that should be on design because we're covering a different aspect. And so the ultimate result was there would be 8 different pages about ground-based missile launchers just spread all over with outdated information or new information that sprung up all of a sudden.
Not that we have ground-based missile launchers. That wasn't confirmation or anything on that. just an example.
Just an example. for the sake of explanation.
So because Confluence is one of those things that people have to use every day, there was a lot of strong opinions when you came in, and people kind of thinking on how things should be organized. So how was it when you first came in and started talking to people?
Well, mostly everybody was really excited that someone was coming in to help. And so everyone was willing to meet with me. We had an initial meeting with a bunch of people from a bunch of different offices who all had different opinions on how to organize the whole thing. I eventually had individual meetings with a couple of people like Forrest and Dan. Forrest and Dan both had very strong opinions.
Were they conflicting opinions, or did they see eye to eye?
Well, at first they were a little conflicting, but I think I worked out a way to make them both work with each other. So we're going to have a manual section so that everybody can know how to use tools, and that was something that I talked about with Forrest. And then something that I talked about with Dan was moving everything from departmental so that you have different pages all across different departments to asset-based, so that like if you have a page for one certain spaceship and one certain line, all the information is in one place.
Amazing. And so even like at this level, Chris also came in and voiced kind of his opinions because Chris is involved in everything and he's amazing. So what was his kind of take on how all this data should be organized?
He thought that asset-based organization was a good idea, and he also wanted me to pay attention to places where designers and artists and engineers and everyone could have work-in-progress places, where everybody could have documents in one place that weren't approved yet, like brainstorming spaces.
So being able to quickly see on a page where in the development process it is.
Yeah, that's extremely vital because before there were no markers on any pages to say, hey, this has been approved, or it was just kind of like a blank.
Yeah, we have kind of like 2 timelines. We have like BCR and ACR as kind of important designation points of when things are in the approval process. So knowing what stuff's been kind of stamped by Chris and hasn't been. It's really because you can read all you want, and if it's just someone tossing out an idea, you know.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well.
So, how did you end up being the perfect person to do this job? What's your kind of background in organization and archiving?
Well, my background is in library science. I have a master's degree in library science from the University of North Carolina. Yes, and my specialization was in digital preservation.
Yeah, I read a little bit of your big master kind of thesis, and it was on video games, right?
That's right. My master's paper was on preserving video games because there's just there's almost no one who's paying attention to this extremely, extremely important thing, which is to preserve the history of video games. And like we've lost a lot of information at this point because it's like the early history of television or the early history of film. Like in film, no one cared about it, and they would just like throw film canisters off the Santa Monica Pier and be like, whatever, it's fine, I don't need this anymore. And now we have like something like over 50% of films lost, and the same thing is happening to video games. Like we don't know the exact date of when Super Mario Bros. Was released in the United States. And one would think, considering what a successful game that has been since it came out, that we might know this little thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure that's something a lot of our backers can appreciate, being a lot of old school gamers going way back. So that's pretty awesome. So hopefully, part of our business will be preserving our history, a Star Citizen.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the kind of interesting problems that I've discussed with you before is this idea of we have these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of informational pages on the Confluence, and you're starting to introduce this new organizational system. How do you go about making those changes while everyone's still rapidly adding new stuff? Like, that sounds like a monumental task to overcome.
It is. I'm going to have to build up the new space for sharing outside of the original space, and once the skeleton of that is done, then I'm going to have to pick a weekend where no one is working, or where very few people are working, and then migrate everything over, which is probably going to take a very long time. But I think everyone's going to be happy with the new system.
Yeah, I think it's really kind of an underappreciated aspect of video game development when you have so many people working on one project. File organization, hierarchy, and information sharing is just crucial to make sure everyone's vision is in line with each other, between, on the data structure side of